This video is about gender clinics in the UK and worries associated with them. Yesterday I got my letter with my appointment on it, which is for the 29th of December. I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous. Actually, in the past week I've been quite worried about not having gotten an appointment until a very long time away, because somebody else who was referred at a similar time to me was told that they'd have to wait until at least February for their appointment because the waiting time had gone up. My wait had already gone from 6 months to 8 months, and as it stands, when I've had my appointment it will have been 9 months. But yes, I got it and I'm happy. Worries associated with gender clinics. Aside from the wait, which is, you know, far longer than the NHS limit of 18 weeks, but there's not enough funding from the government, so they can't accommodate that short period because there's just not enough doctors, there's not enough appointment times, and there's not enough funding. Yeah. Moving on to the actual appointment. There are worries amongst, I think, a lot of people, including myself, where basically you go there, you have your appointments, and they say, you know what, we don't think that you should transition, and then they discharge you without hormones, without anything, because they don't think that you're trans enough to medically transition. And this is, you know, gatekeeping is kind of necessary because you don't want people to rush into transition and then end up regretting it, because detransitioning is a thing and some people do it, very few, but it exists, and that would, you know, aside from, you know, the discomfort, you know, experienced by the person who would detransition, it's also not good for the image of transition, and it's already hard enough to transition. Yeah. So it's quite a big worry for me as well. I've waited a very, very long time to be myself, and I'm still waiting to be given the, you know, the tools to be able to live as myself fully and completely in the eyes of everybody else too. Like, to me, you know, I am a man, but I don't look like a man, I don't sound like a man, and until I do, it's not going to be quite the same. Because for me, hormones, surgery is essential. It's not for everybody, of course, but for me it is, and, you know, I need it. And if I went, after all this waiting, did these appointments, you know, which consist of incredibly personal questions and detail about, you know, your entire life story, which I'm kind of, you know, nervous about because, you know, quite invasive, but it has to be at the end of the day. To go through all of that, but to then be told, no, sorry, you can't have hormones, no, you can't have testosterone, you can't have surgery, or at least we're not giving it to you. Personally, I cannot afford to go private. A lot of people cannot afford to go private, and it's not an option for most people. So it's kind of, you know, it's an all or nothing thing, you know, we're going to give it you and we're not going to give it to you. I think for the most part people do get it when they need it. But, you know, there's always that worry, and I think it leads people to fabricate their story a little bit to fit the more accepted trans narrative, which, you know, of course, there's so many ways to be trans, but, you know, in people's heads it's like, well, if I said this, then they might not give me testosterone. So you do your best to sound like the typical trans person, even if it's not true. And you should always be honest with the doctors, but I can understand why people would do that, because it's worrying. But yeah, I'm really super happy about having gotten my appointment, since I thought I would be waiting until at least February. Yeah. I've been planning to do this video for a while, but like the recent happenings have kind of, you know, I think it's a good time to do it. And yes, also if you go to Nottingham Gender Clinic, or are going to, or referred to, it's where I'm going, they send a questionnaire with your appointment time, and it's very interesting to say the least. There are a lot of quite personal bits. You know, I suppose they're necessary. Then there's a section about video gaming. I don't see how it's relevant at all, but it was quite funny. I'm not sure how I would describe myself in the gaming world, to be honest. I like older games, but not, you know, I don't play that much. But yeah, completely off topic. But yeah. So that's pretty much it, I think, about worries about gender clinics. I would just like to say though that the government really needs to fund more for the NHS in general, because the less funding there is, we all know the first, you know, services that will go, they will be mental health, gender clinics, and it's just, you know, we need more money. Or at least, I don't know, I just think we need more help. So many people, you know, attitudes towards trans people are changing, and as a result, with increasing acceptance, more people are coming out as themselves and saying, you know what, I'm trans and I want to transition. And as a result, there are, you know, referrals to gender clinics have skyrocketed, and according to some statistics, I'll see if I can find the link and put it in the description. One particular gender clinic, I'm not sure which one it is, it's either the one in Newcastle or the one in Leeds, I think. You know, they project that something like by 2017 the waiting list could increase to 5 years. 5 years is insane, and that just, you know, that just says, you know, we really need more doctors specialised in gender issues, and we need more people in these gender clinics, like practitioners. We need more funding, we need more appointments. We need to get these waiting times down, because these are people's lives that, you know, are being halted because of it. And people may think, oh, you know what, it's not necessary, it doesn't matter, it's not as bad as somebody having cancer or a physical ailment that could, you know, seriously cause them harm or death. But the thing is, these services are essential to so many people. You think it's not a life-saving service, but the truth is it really is. It is life-saving, because I know that for a lot of people, including myself, if we couldn't transition, we wouldn't want to be here at all. And, you know, it does save lives, allowing people to transition and giving them the tools to be able to transition. It just does. If you know the suicide rates, or the attempted suicide rates in the trans community, they are horrendously high. Horrendously high. Something like 49% of trans youth have attempted at least once in their life. And you know, gender clinics like Nottingham and Exeter and Charing Cross and Daventry, they you know, they're giving people lifelines. And I think they need more money to be able to, you know, keep offering people lifelines and keep improving people's lives so that they can live and, you know, carry on. That's all I have to say on that moment. Yeah, it was kind of a mixed video. It wasn't really just worries about the actual appointments themselves, but yeah. Hopefully after the third appointment I'll be on T, so I'm hoping that will mean before 2017 I will be on testosterone. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Leave any comments, like tell me your worries about a gender clinic or your experiences with a gender clinic or ideas for another video. Anything at all, I'm open. As always, I will leave my social media in the description. Talk to me on either of those, completely open. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.